to end the show. People always ask me as a magician, a very common question is, can you read minds, or do you believe that some people have the ability to read minds? The truth is, I do not. But what I do believe is that people can be very predictable. That's a very different thing. I think that people often act in a predictable way. I think you can predict people's actions, their behavior, you can even read their body language. I want to give you guys an example of that. We're not going to do any mind reading, but I am going to try to predict the things that you are thinking of. Very different thing. We'll get a little mind reading music, light music. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to start out by tossing this bag into the crowd, okay? It's not too heavy. We're going to toss it out towards this way. I won't look. Whoever gets it, catch it. If it doesn't get that far, a little more on it this time. A little more. We'll start it right here. Ready? You can pass it down the aisle, or you can hang on to it if you want to be our first helper. Yeah, okay, she's not comfortable. Have your mind read. You don't want me to know what you're thinking about me, do you? I already know. This guy's late. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to try and predict the words, the thoughts, the actions of people we have here tonight. But we're going to do this. I'm going to guide you. Okay? I'm not just going to allow you to randomly think of things. That would be a little bit too broad for me. But I am going to sort of guide your decisions. You will have a free choice, but I will limit the options. I want you to imagine that we're walking down the street in Silver Spring. We're going to do this rather quickly. Imagine up on the sidewalk you see a building. It is in fact the brightest building you have ever seen. Inside your mind, don't say it. Think of the color of this building. Not something you've actually seen today, but something that would surprise you. You got a good color in mind? Okay. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to commit myself to it. Now, as I do this along the way, I will show you that I really am committed to my answers. I'll write them along the bottom, and at the end, we'll compare my answers to yours right along the top. I'm stuck with the color at this point. For the first time, what was the color of that building? You can say it nice and loud.
Orange.
Orange. I'll write that right here. Orange. We're going to continue on. We're going to go up to that building and look inside the window. Inside of the window, you're going to see what they're selling inside the store. It could be something obvious, like clothing, or something impossible or fantastic. Inside of your head, go ahead and toss that towards behind, the front, the back. You can pass it to someone if you want to, but just make sure it's, okay, he didn't want it at all, so you definitely should hand it to him, because then you know it's random, unless he's a really good actor. Hang on, it's a simple thing. You don't have to come. Do you want to help me? For the first one, I'll have him do the next one. We'll speed it up. Inside your head, imagine what you see inside that store. Imagine what they're selling. Don't say it, just think it, okay? I had a chance to talk to you at the beginning of the show. I think I got a pretty good idea where you're going with this one. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to commit myself to it. I can't change my mind. I can't back out for the first time. What were they selling inside that store? Nice and loud.
Shoes.
Shoes. Ooh. How could I have known? We're going to continue on. I want you to look inside the store. Sorry, you kind of dodged the bullets, so you're going to have to help me with this one. I want you to imagine, yes, you. No, it's a simple thing. You don't have to get up. You don't have to do anything. Imagine the price. Look at the price tag on those shoes. Okay, these could be it could be something as simple as like 2 cents if you want to try to throw me off. Something impossible like $1 million, or something realistic inside of your head. Think of the number. Don't say a word. Just think if you got it. I really wanted to work with this guy. All right, it's okay. Okay. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to commit myself to it. At this point, I am left with no more guesses, but hopefully we'll get rather close. For the first time, what was the price of those shoes, dollars and cents? Nice and loud. $250. No cents. No? Okay. I want you to think about what has taken place here. I asked each of you to think of words, colors, items, prices, things I could never have known, but I did guide your process, and we are in a very specific setting tonight. I asked you to imagine you were walking down the street. You looked up on the street, you saw a building that stood out to you, and that building stood out because of its color. Remember, before you ever said a word, I wrote my 3 guesses, even right down to the last one, I committed to it. But you didn't just say any color, you said that that building, pardon my terrible handwriting, was orange. If that wasn't strange enough, we're going to continue up to this building. Look inside the window. You looked inside. We are in a fashion show. I did have a feeling what you would go for, and you said that they were selling shoes. Now, that isn't the most impossible thing about this. I could have predicted a color. I could have predicted what they were selling, but the price. You see, the price, to me, is the most interesting one, because you literally could choose hundreds, thousands, millions of different numbers. You chose a very specific number, Flat dollars, no cents. And tonight, I hit it right on the money. That's $250. And that so much for supporting the arts and coming out and allowing me to entertain you a little bit. I'm Josh Norris. Thank you so much.